The information shared on Light Body Radio is for educational and informational purposes only. The content of this podcast is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician, licensed healthcare provider, or qualified wellness practitioner with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition or health goal. Dr. Lara may, her guests, and affiliates do not claim to cure, prevent, or treat any condition and are not responsible for any actions taken based on the information shared in this podcast. By listening to this podcast, you acknowledge that you are responsible for your own health decisions and that any actions you take based on the content are at your own discretion and risk. Thank you for tuning in to Light Body Radio.
Welcome to Light Body Radio, where science meets soul and healing gets multidimensional. I am your host, Dr. Lara May, functional medicine pharmacist, master intuitive Reiki channel, and certified life and health coach. Here we decode root causes, transmute stuck energy, and empower your full spectrum healing journey, body, mind, and light body. This isn't just wellness, it's awakening, grounded in science, guided by spirit, and designed for your evolution. Let's rise and radiate. Welcome to the next level of you. Hello and welcome to Light Body Radio. I am your host, Dr. Lara May, and today we have with us Beth Mielbrecht. She is a health detective and CEO of Health with Beth. She blends engineering precision with her healer's wisdom to uncover root causes of persistent health issues through bioenergetic testing. She empowers high-achieving health seekers to reclaim optimal health and peak performance. Welcome, Beth. It's so good to have you here.
I'm so happy to be here, Lara. Great to be here.
So I like to start with just having our guests tell a little bit about yourself and your story and your journey and how you came to be, it seems like you're doing sort of the same thing that I am, is merging that scientific with the actual energetic.
That is absolutely right. So how did I get here? Well, everybody has a story, and mine is a little bit unusual. I am a mechanical engineer, and I love building things. I love creating things. I see a problem, I want to fix it. And mechanical engineers, that's what we do. We're the ones who build the cars, and we're the ones that make your buildings stand up and function, and all of those great technology things, from big things to small things. And I have been a student of health my whole life. And I noticed in my corporate job, in my startup career, in my engineering field, that when my team were not feeling well, it really impacted everything. It impacted how work got done, whether or not communication dropped, just when people, and it wasn't just, I have a bit major illness, so I'm stepping away from work, but just those aches and pains, those migraines, something isn't going well, either physically or emotionally. And gosh, it really took a toll on them, and it showed up in their work. And so I began looking at what could help people. And then I noticed in my own family and my circle of friends that people were just very accepting of their health limitations. Like, oh, I have a gut issue, so I can't go to this restaurant because they always use these spices and I can't eat that. Or my hip hurts, so I'm not going to be able to go on a hike with you because I don't know what to do, but my hip always hurts. And on and on and on. And I thought, why are people accepting their health limitations? When I found bioenergetic testing, such a big word, but it has even bigger health benefits. It not only finds what's out of balance, but it also finds the remedies. So I began using it with my family, with my friends, and then I decided I needed to share this with the world and let people know that under the umbrella of energy medicine, there's something that's specific and targeted, and you should pay attention to it. So that's how I got from where I started to where I am now, but I still always see a problem and I want to solve it. I'm still an engineer.
I love that. And so, from your perspective, what is energy medicine? Because I think it can take on many forms and incarnations in and of itself.
Yes, energy medicine is something I wish everyone would experience. And there are so many different ways to go about it. So we could consider acupuncture as part of energy medicine. It's working with the meridians, the traditional Chinese medicine system of meridians and rebalancing is part of energy medicine. Homeopathy. I'm a homeopath. Homeopathy is so powerful. That's part of energy medicine. There's no physical substance, just the energetic substance. And when they match your profile, they can have profound healing. Another form of energy medicine is Reiki or any kind of hands-on healing that maybe people think of that type when they think of energy medicine because it's energy, it's woo-woo, it's, I just feel relaxed and feel better. But it's actually so precise. You can do this with tuning forks. You can do this with your hands. You can do this with a sound bath. All of those things are energy medicine. And bioenergetic testing combines physical, like the anatomical part of you, as well as the emotional. And that's why I love it, because we're all one. Energy medicine gets at everything.
Right. Yeah, I love it too. So with the bioenergetic testing, is it kind of like muscle testing, or can we go deeper into the details of that?
It is exactly like muscle testing, except that it's digital. I do use lab grade equipment and software, because what that does, having experienced muscle testing with practitioners, doing it myself, we are limited by the questions we can think of and our ability to detect a response. And we have to be there in person, one-on-one with a client. So muscle testing is, in case listeners don't know, your muscles will have a slight weakness when something is not true. If I held out my arm or I tested with my fingers and I said, my name is Beth, it would be strong. If I said, my name is Louise, it's hard to do it when I'm doing it like this, but there would be a slight muscle weakness. So the practitioner needs to be fine-tuned enough to detect that and not put any of their own preconceptions in there of like
Biases.
any biases. Like, you just have to be neutral and be able to do that, and then be able to ask all the right questions. And so bioenergetic testing, I can go through thousands of questions objectively, because I'm sending a little electronic signals to you and measuring the response. And so that is objective. If I were to do it with you, I would not be thinking, what do I know about Lara? What question should I ask Lara? Nope. I'm going to ask everything about your whole body, because I don't want to assume, because you're asking me about one particular thing, that's what your body really needs healing with first. Yes.
Interesting. Okay. Do your clients bring you questions to ask as well for their sessions?
They usually bring their supplements. I always ask my clients to bring their supplements. Some clients know how to muscle test for their own supplements. Others don't. And they are swayed by the internet and the media and think, oh, this is a good thing. Or for insurance, I should just take these supplements. And sometimes that can be really taxing on the liver and the body to take too much. So some of them do have questions. Sometimes it's about specific foods. Although I do test for food sensitivities, they want to know, what about this? And I will test those specific things.
Okay, cool. And so I feel like we're moving into how it supports the whole body, but can from from the science side of things, just for those, left brain minds out there that are listening, how does that sort of work, and how is it supporting the whole body?
Sure. So the first thing that is done is I assess 38 organs and systems. I'm looking to see, is it out of balance? So our whole body is vibrating, and each organ has its own resonance. And your communication system can give us information. So the part of you that knows how to breathe, digest your food, move your blood cells, that's the part that we're communicating with. So when I ask, how's your liver? It can tell me, needs some help. Okay, well, what do you need help with? Is there a metabolic issue? Are you deficient in a nutrient? Is there stagnation? Yes. What is the stagnation from? And then there's another series of questions. Metals, chemicals, pharmaceuticals, what could be causing it? What do you need help with? Sometimes our bodies need information on how to move things out, because some things just get stuck and our bodies are protecting it, saying, I've got these PCBs here and this metal, I don't know what to do with it. I'm stuck. And sometimes there's an environmental toxin like gasoline. What else do I see? Oh, I see all kinds of pesticides, glyphosate, things like that. And we don't need more of that. We just need to help the body process it. Sometimes it's a nutritional deficiency. Sometimes we have a great recycling system in our bodies. If you're eating well, normally everything is in there, but sometimes energetically, we're not able to use it properly. So sometimes we need the information of certain minerals, nutrients, amino acids. Sometimes we need the physical form. And there are certain parameters when I get a response back that tells me, oh, you are not getting enough amino acids. What is your protein intake? Are you breaking it down? Are you able to digest and use it? So on an anatomical level, I'm getting that information. And then there's also all the emotional stuff that layers in with it as well. But physically, there's all of that detail.
Okay, that's really cool. Yeah, I didn't even think about, you could totally ask. The sky's the limit in terms of like the questions that you can ask and like the detail that you can get into. So it really is sort of like only limited by our human brains and so do you keep like a notebook or something, or like how do you keep up with all those possibilities of questions?
I have software. So the system I use has software. So I'm a researcher. I love data. And so this method of energy medicine totally works with my brain and my background. So I love designing experiments and test procedures. So I am able to, the system I have is the most customizable. So I'm able to design my own tests, ask my own questions, and that I keep track of everything in software. So as questions are being asked, answers are being recorded in the software, then I interpret it. I don't give a data output to my clients.
Sure.
That would be overwhelming. And so I say, here's what you need to know. And I connect all the dots. And yeah.
Oh, cool. Oh, and so that also includes any of the emotional things that also can lead to, imbalances and eventually disease if remaining stuck or not processed, correct?
That is absolutely right, because trapped emotions from either when we were little and didn't know what was going on, or life moves so fast. And so those emotions, sometimes we just got to say, I'll deal with you later. And we don't even know that it's still lingering. Those get trapped in our gut. Those get trapped in areas of weakness. Some people have areas of weakness in, say, their low back or their neck. I used to think of a particular family member and get a kink in my neck. And I remember the day I realized, wait, that kink wasn't there. How did that get there? I was just thinking about that person. And that's when I first had that realization that, wow, my emotions can actually make my muscles tense up. How amazing. Most people understand that now, that there's an emotional connection to their body. But if we don't deal with it, it just layers.
Yeah.
Those nerve endings get numb.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny. I mean, even in the Western medicine side of things, we have a diagnosis called tension headaches. I mean, but we don't think about like the root cause of that tension, like we call it stress, but really what is it? It's our thoughts that is creating that feeling of stress or, worry or whatever it is that we hold in that certain spot in our body. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And everybody's a little different. Just taking headaches, sometimes it's hormonal, sometimes it's dehydration, sometimes it's lack of electrolytes and salt, sometimes it is totally emotional. And I can't presume to know. And that's why I always say we have to ask your body. Your body wants to heal. It's giving you these signals. So we should just ask and listen. Most of the time, we do our best by pattern recognition. And what if somebody doesn't fit into the pattern? It might work for many people, but some people it doesn't.
Mm-hmm. So what are, from your perspective, the 4 keys to healing?
Sure. The 4 keys, I like to say that since we were all integrated, it's not that your problem is only in your wrist or only in your gut, that we have to look at your whole body. So I think you need to assess everything. And whether you work with me or with you or with anyone, look at your whole body, your whole symptom, your whole lifestyle, because it's really all connected. And the first step, the first key is to assess everything. And then secondly, is to look at what needs to be balanced physically. Even if your chief complaint is gastrointestinal, it's important to look at how is the rest of your body functioning? Are you eliminating regularly? Do you have exercise? Do you have stiffness in your joints? Do you have those headaches? They're all connected. So look at balancing physically. The third key is to balance emotionally. Why is it that might have brought this on? Is it stress? Is it something from work? Is it something from family? Where could you be holding on to something? And there's so many different ways to release emotions, through exercise, through meditation, through therapy, through homeopathy. Like there's a lot, through Reiki. So that's the third key. And then the last one is a little bit separate. And that's where I think it's important to address trapped emotions. So we all have old stuff that just after decades and decades, it builds up. Those disappointments, a humiliation, anger. And we're so trained to just keep it in and keep functioning, because then we're high performers and we're succeeding in life. But it's really worth it to find a modality that releases trapped emotion. So those are the 4 keys.
Okay, I love that. And so, and as part of working with your clients, do you help them work through and release these trapped emotions, or are you more on of the identification side?
I do. So I use the bioenergetic testing to ask the question, do you have any trapped emotions to release? Yes, I do. Okay. What is the trapped emotion? And I have a list to pick from. And then it comes up. And then I switch into Reiki mode. I am a Reiki master teacher. And then the work begins. It is actually very emotional for me. When I connect with someone and I ask to release that emotion, I'm working with you and your guides and teachers. And sometimes it releases right away. Sometimes it doesn't. And so then I ask another question using the bioenergetic testing equipment. I'll ask, is there a heart wall? Is it trapped? Are you hiding it from yourself? Sometimes that needs to come up. Yes. So the emotion and the event wants to be acknowledged in some way. Remember, I'm not a therapist. I'm a mechanical engineer. So I want to get there as quick as possible and ask the fewest amount of questions. So if you want to know the whole story of what this emotion is, that's not what I'm going to give you, because I want to get to the, like, what do we need to know? Then I'll try again with Reiki and then we release it. If no, we can't. Okay. Is it yours? Did you absorb it from somebody, or is it inherited? That is really revolutionary for people when they realize, like, I've always felt this way. I didn't know that it was not mine. And so
Right.
find out if it was absorbed. I'll ask, well, who's it absorbed from? Like a family member or an inherited. I try and find, there's a follow-up question I asked with the bioenergetic testing. You know, is it maternal or paternal lineage? Which person? I have done trapped emotion release where it was a grandfather of the client, and you do Reiki, you know, but boom, that grandfather was there, like, please let me release it, because in trapped emotion release, it is believed that when you release it for someone, it is released through the whole lineage, and it's very powerful. So, but I am using the bioenergetic testing to ask the questions and check to see if it's released, but the Reiki to do the work. Because I have the combination of the objective, asking the questions, and then once it's released, there's usually somewhere between 3 and 5. It's a lot of work for your body to release that stuff, because it's actually tangible for your body. So it's a lot of work to release it. Some clients are super sensitive and they feel it when it's being done. I do it all remotely. So they're like, I knew you were doing it on Saturday. I said, yes, I was. Like, I felt so different. Other clients don't feel it at all until later. But yes, I do the trapped emotion release with my bioenergetic testing.
Do you ever get, like, if you ask, is Reiki, the best way for this person to release this? Like, do you ever get like maybe another method that is for their highest and greatest good? I'm just curious.
Well, for the trapped emotional release, I do use Reiki, but I do have some tests that say what would be beneficial. Sometimes chiropractic is recommended, sometimes acupuncture, sometimes yoga. I love yoga. I've been a student of yoga for a long time. I've said, well, which posture would be really good? Like, boom, boom, boom. Okay, yes, you should do upward dog. And yes, so it's really only limited, like you said at the beginning, by the number of questions and my creativity of what I can ask.
Okay, that's so cool. And what are some ways that we, as the humans on our journeys to healing, which is different for everybody, of course, but what are some core ways that we can help support our own healing path and journey?
I really think that the most basic, important thing you can do is eat good, real food. If you need to read a nutrition label, you could skip it. Take a break, take a month, and don't eat anything from a box or a package. Just eat real food. Skip the grains, skip the sugar, just eat real food. Whether you're vegetarian, vegan, animal-based, just get rid of the processed food. Give yourself a month. It'll be amazing how different you feel. The second thing to do is keep the garbage out. If you really want to make it shift, if there's something that's bothering you and you're motivated, drop the alcohol. This isn't going to be popular, but drop the coffee. I mean, a lot of my clients are women, and we can be slow metabolizers of caffeine, and it wrecks our adrenals. It'll be there. You can always come back to it. Just stop the caffeine for a little while and keep the junk out. When you do that and you say, I can't live without my oatmeal or my rice, or my nuts, just if you take something out, it'll always be there when you come back. So keeping the junk out. And the third thing is look at detox as something you do every day. It's not a special occasion. It doesn't need to be done on January 1st after you've had the holidays of debauchery. Do something to move your body every day. Your body wants to cleanse. And in today's world, things are just a little more polluted. We've got not the best air quality, and water quality could be better, and our soil is not as nutrient dense. Maybe our food is sprayed. So what we want to do is movement, take care of our lymph, do some rebounding, do some sweating. It's springtime here in the Northern Hemisphere. Eat some bitter greens. Your digestive system will love that. And do a little bit of detoxing every day. It's not a special occasion. So those are the 3 things I recommend.
I love that. And it's so simple and easy too. What else would you like to bring forward and tell us about your practice or your approach?
Well, my approach is the precision healing method. And I believe that your body wants to heal. So if you think you just have to live with it, that there's nothing that can be done, I'm here to tell you that's not true. And I know, Lara, that's your message as well, that your body can heal. So I think you just have to ask your body the right questions, listen to the answers, and then take action. There's so many ways to do it. And whether it's my way, your way, or many other different ways of doing it, you can heal.
Oh, I think that's an important point, is that, having this conversation and this relationship with our body, that we are not separate. Like, I feel like in this day and age, sometimes we can start to feel like our consciousness is separate than our actual physical body, but we're united. So we need to remember, like you said, to engage it in this conversation and, ask.
Yes.
Yeah. So what do you want today? Do you want to go for a walk, or do you, do you want to go for a sauna?
Right. Or when you're at the grocery store and you're looking at all the vegetables, and instead of thinking, oh, I got to buy some vegetables, I don't know what I want to buy, I don't know what everyone in the family is going to eat, just calm yourself down and say, pick up the carrots and say, do I need this today? See if you feel a yes. Are you leaning towards it? Does it seem like amazing? Pick up the bok choy. Oh my gosh, yes. Bok choy. I don't know how to cook it, but I'm going to cook bok choy tonight for dinner. You will be amazed at the feedback you get when you ask in simple things. If you do the same thing with your Starbucks, is this serving me? See what your body says. Do an experiment. Ask questions.
Yeah. I mean, and that's so true too. And it's something that I was taught in one of my intuitive practitioner classes too, is just to get used to that feeling of what does a yes feel like and what does a no feel like. And so go, I don't know, in a place where maybe you won't feel self-conscious, and just say yes, 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 see what that feels like in your body. And then say no, 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 and because that feels very different. And so then when you are out, like you said, at the grocery store, then because that intuitive hit comes quickly. And so that's the other thing too. If there's a delay, then it's coming from your conscious mind and not necessarily your intuition. So those intuitive hit answers are quick.
They are, right. And don't over analyze it saying, oh, that lady on that podcast said bok choy, so maybe I should go get some bok choy. Bok choy might not be right for you.
Right.
Maybe you want broccoli. Maybe you want collard greens. You will find the right thing for you. And with every decision you make, you'll be able to move forward in confidence. And that's really what healing is all about, is listening and moving forward.
Well, and remembering too that we've said this before, we're energetic, but what does that mean? It means that we literally have electricity running through us. So that's what it means from the scientific side of things. We are made up of protons, electrons, we have electrical current, we are actually grounded with the earth. And, you would, if you're setting up an electrical circuit, you definitely want a ground. So just keep that in mind. And also that every word, every thought, every emotion has its own unique vibration. And those have different frequencies and amplitudes, and all of these things are scientific as well. And so if you just remember that all of these things, while they might have a history of woo-woo, they really are grounded in science, and that's why they work. And so when you're asking, when you're getting used to that, what is that feeling of yes, realize that that's a vibration. And you feel it because it has a frequency that moves through your body, which is then telling your brain, like what a yes means to you versus, and the opposite is true for a no.
Yes, I love the way you explain that. I like to say that we're not a car. We're not made out of parts that can get repaired independently or changed out. We're a battery. We are an electrical battery. And all of the vibration, everything we eat, the things we see, the things we read, the things we listen to, it's all serving to charge us up or drain us. What are you going to choose?
Right, exactly. Well, this has been fascinating. I really enjoyed it. Tell people where they can find you.
So you can find me at my website. It's yourhealthwithbeth.com. And on my website, you can ask me questions. You can book a call to ask me any questions you want or sign up for my newsletter, but it's yourhealthwithbeth.com.
Beautiful. And in our show notes, you've been so kind as to offer a free 30-minute insight session with you. So in the show notes page, we're going to put that calendar link there so people can also find the link on our website as well, which will be drlaramay.com/podcasts, and just find Beth's episode, and that's where that link will live. So anything else before we wrap up today?
I think that's it. I love what you're doing, and I really appreciate having this conversation about a big word that has really big healing potential for everyone.
Yeah, it really does. I'm very curious and excited to sort of go down the rabbit hole of research on my own as well. So thank you so much for the work that you're doing in the world and for bringing this to our attention and bringing more awareness and this modality of healing to people. I appreciate it. So thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Okay, everybody. Well, that's it for today. We will catch you on the next episode.
Thank you for joining me on Light Body Radio, where functional medicine meets intuitive healing and transformation happens on every level. If this episode resonated with you, please like, share, and if you're ready to go deeper, visit drlaramay.com to book a functional medicine consultation or an intuitive healing session. Whether you need to rebalance your body, clear your energetic blocks, or reconnect with your soul's purpose, I've got you. You can also follow me on Instagram or TikTok at Dr. Lara May for daily inspiration, energy updates, and healing tools. Remember, your healing is multidimensional, and so are you. Until next time, honor your body, trust your intuition, and activate your light.